Hi, this is Yvonne McNary for Central Kentucky Television, and I'm here with Lindsay Landis. How you doing, Lindsay?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm great. Lindsay is from Spring Haven, and we're going to be discussing today Abused Women and Children Awareness Month here for the month of June. You've been with us before, and you always bring a great wealth of information for us to share with our community.
Thank you.
Today I'd like to start off with, first of all, let's just give some telephone numbers for people out there who might need some help.
Sure. So if you're in a crisis situation, if you're in an abusive relationship, that you feel is not safe, always in an emergency you want to call 911. But if it's 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and that's the only time that you feel safe to access the telephone, you can call and reach out to our crisis line, which is staffed 24/7 by trained advocates, and that number is 270-769-1234. Or you can reach me, and I cover Marion and Washington counties, at 502-827-2248.
Okay, now Lindsay, this is Abuse Awareness Month. We want to make everyone aware of what's going on. What is going on in Marion County and Central Kentucky?
Okay, so we know that the rate for domestic violence incidents involving children is pretty significant in Marion County, and want to really target preventative efforts this year with getting into the schools and doing we have a program In Their Shoes, and it is a classroom edition. So we can put all these little tables up in the gymnasium and get high school students in there, and it's kind of a scenario-based thing. They can go through different scenarios and see how they would respond based on what type of situation they were in, and would they can go different paths. Would they rather text their abuser back, or would they rather go home? And so then they can kind of see what the outcome would be based on what choice they make.
So there's no right or wrong answer.
Correct.
It's just different options.
Correct, it is. And they can kind of see, if I chose to go home rather than text someone back, this is what's going to happen, with my life. And if I chose this path, then this is what would happen.
Okay.
Kind of teaches some healthy relationships.
Now, what do the students think of that?
There's been really good response with it. They seem to like it, and it is. It was developed with teens in mind and by other teens out of Washington State, so it really speaks to teens, I think.
Okay. Now, are the questions the same each time, or the scenarios?
There are 6 or 8 different scenarios, and so they're different ones. But then they can go through this as a group, so it can be 3 or 4 friends who want to go through this, and because that's real life. You're going to want to you're going to make these decisions as a team with your friends and with your peers and with their opinions in mind. So it helps, I think, to do that as a group.
Okay, so you've done this one in the schools this year, and I know that last year you also had another program that you did,
yes.
In Her Shoes. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yes, we did a race in October, and we're going to do that again this year, but on a larger scale, so I'm really excited about that.
Explain In Her Shoes to us.
Okay, so it's a relay race where you run that in high heels.
Okay.
So rather than your sneakers that you would typically run a race in, you run in heels. Last year our winner was the Healing Place out of Taylor County, but the Marion County Sheriff's Office was the runner-up. They did a really, really great job. Lots of good community support. This year we've had a couple corporate sponsors reach out and say they'd like to sponsor this, on a corporate level. So that's pretty exciting. We're going to kind of try to do this on a larger scale this year and do some donation levels. And last year was more of an awareness event, and this year we're going to try to maybe do it as a fundraiser, and but also really, really fun community event.
Okay, so will you still have the one here in Marion County?
Yes, we will. We'll do one in Hardin County where the shelter is located, probably at that corporate level with the sponsorship, and then this one still bigger than it was last year, but it will be for Marion and Washington County residents and community partners.
Okay. Now explain to us what they all had to do. I mean, you saw guys in high heels.
They
Was
did.
that it?
They wore their heels. They did. So this year there'll be an entry fee, and then you'll form a team of at least 4, and then they run a quarter of a lap, and it's a relay race. So they hand the baton off or the shoe off, and then they run to the next quarter of a lap, and they hand it off again, and then run again. And each time, men and women are wearing high heels and running in those.
Okay. Now, explain the significance of the shoes.
So last year we had one of the art therapy groups at the shelter did a project where they actually decorated the shoes with different different mediums of art. So they did like a kind of a collage on one shoe and words and different things. It was really neat to see, and so we used that to kind of decorate the area where we had that had the race. And I hope to be back, sometime before October and talk to you all more about the race and what we're looking forward to doing this year.
All right. For anyone out there who finds themselves in this situation and needs to get some help, give us some telephone numbers where you can be reached.
Sure. So my cell phone number would be 502-827-2248. And the number to the crisis line, which is staffed 24/7 by trained advocates, is 270-769-1234.
All right then. Have we missed anything?
I don't think so. I think that, just as long as we want everybody to know who Springhaven is, that we're there for you, we can go to court with you, we can provide legal advocacy. We have, we're nonprofit, so everything we do is going to be free. We provide domestic violence victim counseling, referrals to other agencies. We're there for you. So give us a call if you're in a situation that is abusive or unhealthy, and we're happy to speak with you and see what we can do for you and what kind of safety planning we can do.
All right. Well, Lindsay, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
And sharing all your wonderful information, and you'll let us know when we have to get ready for those high heels, right?
Absolutely,
all
yes.
Right then.
I look forward to it.
This has been Yvonne McNeary for Central Kentucky Television.